Hello everyone and welcome back to Efficient Gaming. This week we are looking into the Witcher Monster Slayers Monster Week about Spectres. This video is a little later than normal, mainly because I haven't found any of this week's monsters yet. But we'll get to that in a minute, so let's check out the time tasks. Okay, there's no harm reading the news, regardless of whatever else is going on. We've got the new layout for September, so we might just look at that quickly. So we've got the rest of the Spectres week this week. We are looking coming up to... what's the first one? Second week, we're getting a new monster. It looks like a dragon to me, and it does say the Spectres will help you to prepare for the second monster. So let's just see if it is really a dragon like we think it's going to be. We want oils, draconid oil. We need necrophage rats. Okay, I don't know how it's going to help us. What do we actually need to make a dragon? Or a better question is, what is made from Spectre remains? Insectoids. Maybe it's an insectoid that we're getting. It looks a bit like a dragon's head, but that could easily be an insect. I could see that. Yeah, so maybe we're getting an insect next week. That would be my guess anyway. Otherwise, I really don't see the point of them saying it'll help you towards next week. So let's go back in here. The third week of September will belong to Lehos, or Leos, or however you pronounce it. These are relics, terrorize the area, etc, etc. In the second half of the month, you'll participate in another special event connected to the autumn equinox. So that's cool. So this wasn't around last year. They didn't have a special event for, what's it called? Velen, or Velen, or Valen, or Valen. I'm going to go with Valen. Yeah, so it will feature a new beast that's going to try and ruin the celebration. At the end of September, Endrigas, so that's just definitely some insectoids. Yeah, so that's the month coming up. This week is Spectres. Witcher. This week you should be especially careful, as Spectres are not a force to be trifled with. Remember about your potions, oils, and bombs. With them, no fight is lost. Time tasks will guide you in the struggles against such devious opponents. Now, I would agree with that if the devious opponents were around. So have a look at my time tasks. So normally at this point you would see that I've done a little bit of everything. These two down here, I have not seen one Voiceless over the 2 nights that have happened since this has been released for me, and I have not seen one Penitent either. Now I would have thought I would at least see some Voiceless and be able to demonstrate how to do it without melee attacks. So rather than demonstrate what we've done this week, we're going to talk about what we could do. I've got an example of doing this, but it's so easy I don't need to show you. So, kill 30 monsters from the Spectre class. You will do this if you do some of the rest of these bits, so we won't even worry about that. Gather 50 bundles of herbs. If while you're traveling around, make sure you've got bad space, pick up all the herbs, then delete them, then pick up more herbs. Simple as that. Kill 15 rare monsters from the Spectre class while using Spectre Oil. Now, if I had known that I wasn't going to finish the entire week, I probably wouldn't have even started this task, because the cost of the Spectre Oils that you use to find these rare Spectres is a lot higher than the reward of the 2 Thunderbolt potions that it gives you. Now, if we were going to finish this event and we got the 110 crystals at the end, it would potentially be a bit more worth it, but not in this instance. So yeah, if you don't think you're going to finish the event, don't waste your Spectre Oils. That is my advice. Kill 25 common monsters from the Spectre class without using signs. That's easy enough. Common monsters are easy to kill no matter what level you're at, so just don't use signs. Gather 50 units of powdered monster tissue. If I was being better with my inventory management, I would have done this by now. Kill 5 Voiceless without performing any melee attacks. Right, let's go look at the Voiceless first and discuss what we're going to do to get this completed. Right, so Voiceless, the W, are actually a common monster. So they're going to be quite easy to kill without melee attacks. So there's a couple of ways we can do this. They're vulnerable to fast attacks and silver, but obviously we're not using any melee attacks, so they're vulnerable to silver. So we can go into our inventory and check out what bombs we've got. So all bombs deal kinetic damage. It's the secondary effect that we are looking for. So realistically, you could stick on a... I can't think of the name of the potion now. Whoa, begins with W. And I don't need to go out of my inventory. It'll be in here somewhere. Not Wolven. Sure it's not. Wolverine. There we go. We could pop on a Wolverine potion and just throw a couple of basic bombs, and that would probably finish it off. We could use, if we were lucky enough to get the Armor of the Nameless from completing the last event, which I think, well, not the last event. The last event gave us a sword. The event before that, I don't even remember what event this was from, but it was from one of the most recent events. So our Armor of the Nameless, which increases sign damage, and you can use signs to kill it. I would recommend the Igni sign for this, because the Igni sign gives you a lot more damage per cast. We could combine this with... what do we got in terms of swords? I actually bought those swords that help you do that as well, which are the Griffin Sword. So it doesn't matter whether you use silver or whether you use steel, because we're not using any melee attacks, so it's still going to increase our signs by 30%. Or you could use Manticore, which is going to increase the cooldown of signs by 30%. Arguably, the Manticore might have a slightly larger effect in terms of the sword. If you wanted to, you could pop on a Petri's Filter Potion, which is going to give you even more sign damage. It's up to you. However, if you want the easiest way to do it, I would literally just throw one of these at it. A Moon Dust. So it deals 2,000 damage points from silver and 2,000 damage points from kinetic. Now, the fact that the monster is weak to silver means it's going to do more than 2,000 damage points from silver. So there's that. That would be one easy way to kill it. And if you look at the rewards from some of the tasks, if you were to do the Penitence, they give you these. Oh no, they give you Dancing Star. Never mind. Again, they're giving you mismatched bombs, but they give you plenty of bombs. More than what you would need to use to finish the tasks if you were to actually encounter the monsters and finish the task. But like I said, no monsters for me. I don't know why. I haven't gone out searching at night, but normally during these kind of events, if I like sit at home and I look out and I see something, I can either put on a range scroll to maybe be in range of it, or if I see something like on the map, I will go out and get it. Or if I pop a Falcon Potion and I can see it somewhere in the area, I can pop out and get it. I'm not doing extensive sessions out walking at night, but I would have still expected to have seen at least one of these two by now, especially since Voiceless is a common monster. So, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But regardless, kill 3 Penitents after performing at least 2 perfect parries and 2 perfect critical hits. So the focus on this is to make sure that you are surviving. So you're going to want to put on your Swift and Swallow Potion. That won't be enough to give you the survivability to beat it, but you want the survivability. So we don't want to be trying to kill these Penitents really quickly, because we need to do 2 perfect parries and 2 perfect crits. And if you're not absolutely perfect at this, you might want a few goes at it. So you want a bit of defense, so that's your Swift and Swallow Potion. You also want a bit of extra attack. You can throw a Thunderbolt on, you can throw a Spectre Oil on. There's any number of things you can do. You can use bombs to help you get it down, but I wouldn't use any bombs at all until you've got your 2 perfect parries and 2 perfect crits, because it's only at that point do you want to finish the monster off, because these are rare enough that you want the encounter. If you haven't got your 2 perfect parries and 2 perfect crits, leave the encounter, start again. That is how I would go about the task this week, if you manage to find any of those. If you're not going to find any of those, then 50 powdered monster tissue, 25 common monsters without signs, 50 bundles of herbs, and 30 spectres overall are the tasks you can complete without really using any resources at all, and you will get Spectre Oil, 300 coins, 2 Swift Potions, as well as a ranged scroll. So it might just be a farm items week for you, but if you are lucky enough to come across these Penitents, unlike me, I mean, there's still a lot of the week left. Maybe I will see them, maybe I won't. Maybe some Voiceless will spawn for me, maybe they won't. But at this point, I currently regret using so many Spectre Oils getting these rare ones, because I've had to basically use, at most, even with traveling around as a passenger in a car, or any mode of transport, bus, whatever, I only managed to get 3 in 10 minutes. So I personally feel that events like this are getting worse and worse for spawns. So I would really like to see more spawns of the monsters that we need to do these tasks this week. And I know why they're not spawning, because they've got items like, let's have a look in the shop. They've got items like this Spectre Summoning Scroll, which they want to sell. And I get it, but that's not how I feel the game should be played. Again, arguably, if you do finish the event, it will probably pay you back for maybe using a couple of these scrolls. But again, not necessarily all of them. And you have to be lucky enough to find those monsters in the first place. And I don't like gambling in these circumstances. I don't mind a bit of risk reward, but in things like this, you're just pouring, and it's not my own personal money, it's in-game money, but I still feel some sort of ownership of it because I've earned it, whether it's by doing quests, slaying monsters. I don't want to give it up just to be able to complete something that I feel that I should be able to complete within the week anyway, especially in an area such as mine with such a massive monster spawn. And I know most of you at home probably do not see this. Most of the areas that I go and play, I do not have this many monsters around me. But at home I do. Who knows why, but this is what I'm dealing with at night when I say I haven't found any Voiceless or Penitence. And that is in this sort of area as well. With spawns like that, throwing a Falcon Potion on, nothing. So I personally am not going to be going out hunting them down that hard. But you're free to. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think about this, or if they've been a lot more common for you. And yeah, I look forward to... The thing I'm looking forward to most this week, this month, is going to be Valen. Because that's the sort of thing that I like. I like the lore about these events. I like learning about where the inspirations for these sort of events in the Witcher world came from. Because for every real life event, there's... For every Witcher world event, there is a corresponding, usually inspirational event that this would have stemmed from. Whether that be the one we talked about most recently and all the pagan and Wiccan, as well as more recently Christian things that it is somewhat based on. Yeah, so I'm very much looking forward to Valen, and it doesn't really say exactly what it's going to be in detail yet, so I don't know whether it's going to be a few more 2-day, 1-day, or a couple of other quick tasks throughout the event, but that's what I'm looking forward most to this month. Yeah, hope you all have a great week, and I'll catch you later. See ya.